Hello and greetings from Eastern Europe, my name is Coldbear and this is my short review of an upcoming classic RPG game, Zoria, Age of Shattering. Game is unreleased, but recently I have managed to get my filthy fingers on game's demo, without high hopes that game is any good or whatever, but I was quickly proven wrong. This game has opportunity to become something we're all waiting for. Animated menu screen was the first thing I was pleasantly surprised for. Usually game demos or early access versions tend to ignore such things as unimportant, but by doing that they also tend to forget about first impression. And first impression is always the menu screen. Vodka is in the details, so if you animated your menu in a demo version, you must be serious about your stuff, and you already got my attention. The game itself has really nice graphics. Somehow they reminded me of Warcraft 3 color palette. It was a bit too bright at first, but later in game I was happy with that choice. It really suits this game well. Second thing I've noticed is the controls. Your heroes respond to your commands without any flaws. The pathfinding is great. I've played for 2 hours and my characters never stuck behind some rock. They were never confused by the environment and went exactly to the place I was pointing. Actually, I was deliberately trying to get them stuck because, you know, I'm doing a review. I want some silly moments where I can bash developers with my irony. That never happened, so I will have to bash them another way, but later about that. Now I should say that pathfinding in Zoria felt better than in many finished games I have played in my life, and I played quite a lot. You know,
I'm old.
yeah, I am, in a way. So, nice graphics, nice controls. How about combat? It feels fine. You feel in control of your characters, they tend to do things you want them to do. Well, to be fair, there is a lot of things you can't do here, like drink vodka, bend vodka, or go to Latvia to party for a weekend. There is no Latvia in this game. You know, game has limits, don't expect too much. So it seems that at least in the demo, everyone has 2 actions per turn. You can either strike enemy twice, or heal your party member and then strike enemy, or just go to another place and then heal yourself. That is easy to understand, except few minor flaws, like not being able to tell what distance you can go before your turn is over. You know, you can go few meters and then strike the spider, but if you go a bit further, you can't strike because both of your actions will be depleted. They probably have some system for that, but it has to be more obvious, because in 2 hours of playtime I couldn't figure that out. And if I failed, many will fail too. Skill system is nice, usual but nice, so there is no confusion what to do and when. Heal means heal, you know, they kept it simple and I like that. You know, when other games tend to name their skills like Divine Intervention, which just means heal, or Protection of Heavens, which means just more armor. That is silly, just name your skills armor, more armor, or at least shield. Keep it simple, everyone likes simple when it doesn't have to be complicated. Complicate your story, not skills. Of course, Zoria is not perfect in this field, but it's quite alright. Imagine if you, as usual, just want to meet Ladyboy in Thailand, but instead you have to call some service and say that you want glamorous heavenly boyhood diva instead. That is hard to remember and is confusing. Keep it simple. Anyway, the best thing, at least for now, was that game doesn't hold your hand. You have to search every nook and cranny of the game to find items, then you have to find where to use them, and then somehow realize what they do when they are already used. Also, game is not easy when you fight. I have died many times just because I missed some item like new sharp sword or shiny armor, so my heroes were weak like milk and they died quickly on semi-boss encounter. I wanted them to be strong like vodka, so I had to go to places to find more enemies to kill, more loot to acquire, and raise some levels to defeat semi-boss and his gang. Also, despite that this is only a demo version, the variety of enemies is really nice. Humans with different weapons and models, bears, skeletons, spiders, and even some vampire ghoul boss that died way too easy. Also, you can even encounter a steam golem here, there. That looks quite cool, isn't he? Is that because they will release their game on Steam? Imagine what Golem would be standing there if they were releasing their game on RedTube. Yeah, do you really wanna think about that? Of course you do. Take your time, press pause or something. Of course, everything you see here is just a half of the game. Like, for now Hero's appearance is fixed, and when you take off or put some armor on your characters, that changes nothing visually, so no boobs for you, at least for now. Also, one of the main aspects of the game, alchemy, isn't ready yet, although you can find zillions of different ingredients there, so I think it will be a treat when they finally finish it. And there is no minimap. I don't know if it will be implemented later, but actually I liked it to be that way. It makes your brain work and remember actual map in your mind instead of mindlessly using provided one. I have talked with a developer and he said that in a full game we can also expect having a base with upgrades and crafting and stuff. Yeah, that is exactly what he said, and stuff, so there is more of stuff incoming, I guess. You know what else he said? He said that there will be no Vodka Bender class, so another game with missed opportunities to have greatest class of them all. Although, they will add Bard to the game. I hope he can sing. I hope he can also toss a coin. I hope that you can hear that song again in your Stardew Valley of Plenty. I forgot to say that I like the game being multi-leveled. It's not flat. Dungeons can go up and down and there is no loading screens inside them. So you can roam up and down until you find main boss. I was struggling to get access to the boss room. As I mentioned, game doesn't hold your hand. But when I have finally got inside, boss killed me in few seconds. Like, really? Look, I'm level 7. I did my fighting, I did my researching of every nook and cranny, and he killed me without any hope of resisting. I tried second time and I was struck by the same fate again. Dude, this is how you treat your players? By giving false hopes and then killing them? Is this the game you want us to play? Is it? I'm really angry now. Anyway, Prologue version longer with more unlocked abilities and character levels will be released on Steam, not RedTube, on April 30, so you can try this game by yourself. I think you will like it as much as I did, and the Prologue will be free. That is another thing that distinguishes these developers from greedy early access lovers. That's it. If you liked my review, press like, subscribe, let's be friends. And if you want to be more than friends, you can become my patron on Patreon. Even one spare dollar a month is helping me a lot, so I could create more videos and take my time thinking of more jokes. Thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time, bye!